All right, Aaron. So, this is the little guy right here that's causing the issue. It didn't want to spin again until I moved the blade, and then it magically started working again. So, I feel a lot of warm air coming out of there. That gives me a lot of hope. I felt cold air coming out of your vent. We're about to find out just how cold. All right, 66 isn't terrible. Oh, there we go. That's better. Yeah. Those are the good numbers, and the truck's been sitting in the heat all day. So, yeah. I think we got you fixed for now, but if it does it again, we know the part. It's still going. Yeah, boy, there it is. There's the money shot. Are we gonna hit freezing? This is with the truck sitting. Come on, baby. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. All right, so you've got a tired condenser fan motor, and you need a pigtail for the sensor. She's still going. My record's 4 degrees. I think she's maxed out. But 26 degrees sit. Oh, come on, 25. Come on, 25. You can do it. All right, we've hit capacity. All right, later. All right, so now that we know that it's the condenser fan motor, time to get to replacing it. So, book calls for draining the AC system, unhooking lower condenser fan hose, unhooking upper condenser fan hose, removing the condenser, and then reinstallation of new part, reinstallation of condenser, pull vacuum, recharge. All because of how they engineered the part for assembly. Because this little section of plastic right here was designed to protect the condenser fan hookup during installation at the factory. Well, we don't need that anymore. So, in order to speed along the process and turn a 2.5, 3-hour job into a maybe 1-hour job if everything's stuck. So I've already hot cut that spot right there. Just take razor blade, torch, and just press till it won't, and then pull it out, reheat, and rinse, lather, repeat till the piece falls out. So I'm gonna pause video to get at that, and I'll show you what it looks like after. All right, so got done cutting it. There's our little tab. There's it removed. I'm gonna clean up the crusty edges a bit, but gives us nice big clearance to clear the upper condenser fan hose and avoid having to pay another shop to drain the system because I don't have a recovery tank. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my tripod set up so that you guys can see me do the rest of the repair. Okay, so big surprise, I can't find my tripod anywhere, but the procedure here forward is first we are going to go ahead and pop this latch support bar off, We're not disconnecting that. We're just going to lay this whole thing down so that we can move the condenser forward just a little bit to give us more room to get that shroud off, to get at that fan motor. And let's see here, that looks like that is 13 mil. Now, I am not endorsed or sponsored by Harbor Freight. Please do. I worked at Harbor Freight for nearly 4 years for that employee discount. And it's been paying off. So at this time, if you guys have not liked and subscribed yet, please go ahead. Click those buttons, like and subscribe. I am going to be starting to do more regular videos. This truck is going to require a lot of maintenance. My other sister-in-law's car is going to require maintenance. And may as well shoot video while I'm doing it. Get more content up, give you guys more videos on how to, and also what not to do, because there's a lot of videos out there that show you what not to do but don't tell you. So fan shroud cover is 10 mil. All right, so that guy might need a stubby socket or a swivel to get at that guy, or maybe try popping the cover off. See if that gets that out of the way. And also, while I'm staring at it, because ADHD, friendly reminder, when doing any electrical work on your vehicle, even if it is swapping out a sensor, doing a new connector, etc., disconnect your ground switch. That took me, what, 15 seconds, 20 seconds? All right, now back to what we were doing. Did I mention I have ADHD? Yeah, I'm gonna grab the stubby real quick. Come on, stay on there. Okay, I'm gonna go get the ratchet. Ratcheting wrench. These guys are super nice. They're like 200 some odd bucks for the set from Harbor Freight, but you know, I've had this thing bending like a freaking knife on Forge and Fire when they're doing the bend test, and it's still straight as can be. This freaking guy right here. This is why mechanics hate engineers. This is also an important lesson as to why you want the right tool for the right job. Good God, that thing's a mile long. All right. Sorry for the poor camera work. Like I said, couldn't find my tripod. And trying to wrench on stuff one-handed is a task sometimes. All right. I'm going to set you all down to get this cover out of here. All right, guys. We've gone ahead and laid that latch support down. We did also have to disconnect this radiator bolt. It does have more holding it in over there, so radiator's still very sturdy. The condenser core, I forgot before I paused earlier, there are these 4 guys right here that hold the fan shroud to the condenser core. So all 4 corners. This one is fairly easy to get to from the side. The top one here you can access from in between the condenser core and the radiator. The bottom 2, obviously you gotta get to them from the bottom. But there's plenty of access under there once you crawl under. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this out of here, and we're gonna get that fan motor swapped out lickety split. Okay, guys, I'm back. It's been a little bit of a struggle. The engineers really want you to have to drain and disconnect this system to pull that out. They make it super easy once you disconnect those lines, because this little guy that holds up your main fuse panel, it catches on every spoke in the back here. And it's all designed to fit together very well, and it's not designed to come out in a way other than how they designed it to. But as per usual, I forgot to film some stuff. This is reverse thread. Good God, that is, holy shit, that is stiff. No wonder this thing wasn't spinning. All right, yeah, that's a 10 mil reverse. It's a left-hand thread. These are 8. These are the mounting locations I was telling you about, where it connects to the condenser core. It's pretty weird doing stuff through camera. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this fan pulled off of there, and we'll get it swapped out. All right, so got the new motor in there. Took and cleaned up the shroud a little bit. It was nasty. That is actually cleaned. Again, this is left-hand thread. It even tells you left-hand thread. There are 3 8 mils behind this that holds the fan motor to the back of the shroud. There's your electrical clip. There are several little wire connectors on this thing that you do have to disconnect before it'll come out freely. I'm going to go ahead and get this back in there. That's going to be a combat sport, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause. Okay, reassembly is going a whole lot better. Having that flex point and having that there, and having this flex point having that able to pop out, and this hose having some flexibility throughout all that. This condenser core really comes up and out. I was actually having the hose sitting all the way up here, just be able to get the fan to clear and come out. So, like I said, reassembly is going a whole lot better. Once I realized, hey, once that guy's loose and you can have more room, you can get a whole freaking ratchet in there. I got my Hercules cordless ratchet in there, and it does the job very well. I like that guy. That guy is an amazing $100 tool. You still got to get the battery and charger separately, but if you've already got the Hercules 12 volt system, hey, $100. Yeah, like I said, the power control module, that's got to get moved up and out of the way. And of course, for it to get moved up and out of the way, the battery's got to come out. I was going to pull the battery tray. There was some backpedaling in this. I had those out. I'm like, all right, what's next? And then I saw, oh yeah, they bolted ABS crap to the battery tray with hard lines. Because screw home mechanics. Can't do an AC condenser without, doing a brake bleed too. But yeah, they designed this thing so that it was very difficult and not for the mechanically uninclined to get out of there. Other things that had to get disconnected was the solenoid power line. Ignore these. That's previous owner shit. Those. Oh yeah, this guy. Someone previously had routed it through here. They had snaked it around all the way through one. So trying to get power control module up and out, I had to disconnect that, unsnake it through, reconnect it, and then get that up out of the way. But yeah, this bolt, go ahead and pull that front support out to give you way more room. This would not have been possible without that out of the way. Just let that line pop out of that clip down there. You got the 4 bolts holding the shroud on. You've got the left-handed nut on the fan. 3 bolts holding the motor to the shroud. And then you got the bolt that holds your power control module in. It comes up and out. Some guys, oh yeah, and don't forget to reconnect your accessory ground. Some guys I've seen, they disconnect the body ground from the battery terminal. I just disconnected the body ground and left it attached to the terminal so I don't lose hardware. All right, yeah, and sometimes these little guys break. If anybody has a link for somebody that has these little zip tie body clip things for cheap and not Napa price, please, dear God, post that link. Alright, but yeah, we're going to get this thing put back together. We're going to fire it up, and we're going to see what the AC is blowing with just a little bit of water on the condenser and a new fan blowing strong. Alright. Alright guys, we're almost finished putting everything back together. Collecting tools up. Oh, yeah. Putting protective plastic covers back where they're supposed to be. And another point I wanted to bring up, when you're reconnecting electrical stuff, make sure it's clean. Don't just slap it all back together and assume. The other day when her truck was having intermittent start issues, thought it was the starter going out. It acted like the starter going out. I got underneath of it, tapped it, and it fired up. got home, it didn't want to start again. Turns out this cable was barely, it was living Bon Jovi style, living on a thread. I literally pulled the tape off and the electrical clip fell off the wire. So now it's soldered into a solid copper lug, crimped, heat shrink over that, and then we've got the super tape all the way around everything, making it really super tight and durable. So if somehow a wire does come loose, it's got something that's, gripping it, holding it on. Now, did I mention I have ADHD? Back to cleaning up electrical before reassembly. I mean, that's gross. That's also kind of gross. Just gonna hook up the drill and clean it all up real quick. Alright, so battery and ground are all hooked back up. The fuse panel is all back in there. Everything's bolted back up. Everything's hooked back up. Time to go grab the keys and give her a test fire. Alright, got the key. Ooh, well that's, I'm putting in a French drain too. Did I mention I have ADHD? Alright. Laser gun. So, currently we got 100 degrees on the condenser. We got, sorry. So we've got varying temps throughout the car. I saw it hit 150. See if I can find that spot again. Ooh, did I see? All right, so everything is well above 110. Let's give her a crank. All right, let's go AC off. Would you look at that? No fan spinning. AC clutch is off. All right. AC is set to max. And it's been up in the 80s, in the high 80s today. It was in the 90s in Little Rock earlier. So, yeah, seeing good temp reduction. It's blowing cold. It is blowing cold. My hand is getting cold air. It's just everything in there is so hot. But yeah, it's already dropped it 25, 30 degrees. Alright, well that takes a minute to actually cool down because we're in the south and cars that have been baking need to breathe for a minute. There's that fan spinning good. Showing 105, 106. Yeah. And cold line is nice and frosty. I can feel condensation on it. Let's see if I can. It's catching background. Let's see if maybe. Nice. Okay, it's hard to get an accurate temp on a small spot for this little guy. This thing's only 20 bucks. Harbor Freight with a coupon, 20 bucks. All right. Oh yeah, she just needed some time to cool down. It just needs to move a whole lot of heat. I'm gonna roll the windows down. Oh, we're getting in the 50s. Yeah, keep going. All right, I'm gonna roll the windows down. I'm gonna let the truck breathe for about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna come run this again. All right, so after a couple of days, just fired it up. It's steadily dropping it. So yeah, just that condenser fan then. I can feel it. That is that's blasting cold out. Oh yeah, there it goes. Getting into the 60s now. And once you guys get down the road,
yeah, once we're moving, it gets better.
All right, later.